Hello. In this video I'd like to show you how to set up drawers so that the drawers are all identical. Generally Polyboard would be setting up drawers in the cabinet, and the drawers will be calculated from the interior zone, and the interior zone of the cabinet will be divided into the number of zones necessary to put in drawers, and the drawers will be calculated from those zones. So if you're building your drawer boxes, the drawers will not actually have exactly the same sizes. Let's have a look. I start a little cabinet here, and if I put inside here a number of drawers, I go to my drawer command here, and let's add 3 drawers. If I click on one of the sides, the height of the side here is 205. If I click on this side here, I can see the height is 221.3, and if I click on this side here, I can see the side is 205.3. So they are actually different. This is, of course, if I look at the side view here, this is because we are calculating the actual drawers from the interior zones. If I want the drawers to be exactly the same, we have to change the way the drawer boxes are calculated in the cabinet. So if I go to the Quick Design Drawer sub-method here, which has been used to build this cabinet, and I look at the sub-method here, let's just make sure we get all these are the sub-methods that we are using, so I'm just going to take them all so that they're all the same. Now we're going to modify this sub-method. So the part we want to modify in the sub-method, the way the drawer is calculated, is here. Actually, we're calculating the top of the drawer box at 4mm from the top here, and the bottom of the drawer box, the lower drawer boxes, at 4mm from the bottom here. So we've got 4mm to get a gap here, and a 4mm gap here. What we're going to do is we're going to change the calculation from, not to be calculated from the zone, but from the drawer fronts. So this is where we're going to change, instead of top of zone, we're going to do drawer top. That's the top edge of this drawer unit here. And the bottom is going to also be drawer bottom. This is the bottom edge of the drawer here. What we have to be careful about here is that if we calculate our drawers from the edge of our façades, shall we say, we must give a slack that is more than this distance here, that is the edge of the door to the inside of the cabinet. Otherwise it won't be able to calculate it. So for instance, let's put in, if we know we've got 19mm panels here, let's put in from the top, let's put in say 25mm, and let's put in 25mm from the bottom, 25mm, and when I close and apply this new style, we're going to recalculate our cabinet, and we can see the ways the drawers have been recalculated. Now we can see that the drawers have been calculated from the position of the front façades. So we've got 25mm from the edge of each façade up to the drawer top, and 25mm from the bottom of the drawer façades up to the drawer, and same all along the different façades. So now if I look at each side, I can see this side here has now been calculated at 179.3. I can see now this side has been calculated at 179.3, and this side has now been calculated at 179.3. So it's made a complete division of it. So that the drawer boxes and the drawer façades are now exactly the same, and they're interchangeable, which is what really important. That's in this particular unit, now I can just take any drawer and put it anywhere, which makes it handier to build and assemble. One thing you have to be careful about here is the actual drawer hardware. Drawer hardware, if I calculate hardware normally, let's have a look at this in transparent view, and let's place some standard drawer hardware. Let's take the drawer frontages, and towards the sides of our cabinet, and we will add a fitting. So if we add a fitting, let's just take a quick standard and the rule that goes with it, just a standard drawers, and we'll take the roller here, apply this to our cabinet. Now we can see our fittings here. They've been drilled in place as if normal, but if we look carefully, like if we look at an orthogonal view and we look face on, and we can look at our fittings, and if I look at, let's make them a bit more visible, we see the holes here have been drilled in this position, and they're relative to the drawer bottom, they're just along the drawer bottom. This second drawer is the same, but if we roll down here, we can see that these ones are not the same, and this is because we are actually calculating the position of these drillings using the rule that was set for the normal drawer sliders, which was calculated from the drawer positions according to the zones. So what we need to do is change that rule. We have a look at it. If I look at this this rule here, we can see the reference is actually the zone inside here. What we want is this reference to be not the zone inside, but I've made another rule here, which is draw with identical drawers. So here the reference is overpassing, that is the fronts of the facades. The boxes are placed relative to the facades, so we want the drawer sliders to be placed relative to the facades. So I'm going to go OK for that particular rule. And now we can see that the drawer sliders, the holes for the sliders, are in the same position relative to the drawer boxes. Right, hope that's been helpful, and see you soon in another video. Goodbye.